Wow. Just wow. A truly unbelievable result in La Liga. You've got title chasers Real Madrid falling to a Mallorca team that's literally fighting for its life to avoid relegation. It was a wild match, and it has sent absolute shockwaves through the title race. So today, we're going to break down one fan's really passionate, no-holds-barred take on what went so wrong for Madrid and so right for the underdogs.
And this is where it all starts, right? Pure, raw emotion. This quote from our source just captures that absolute joy and, honestly, relief of seeing a giant fall. For this fan, Muriqi isn't just some player. He is the hero who delivered a massive moment of footballing justice.
Because we have to be clear here, this was never just about 3 points. No way. This loss cracks the door wide open. For weeks, it kind of felt like Real Madrid could always just find a way to win, even when they were playing badly. But this defeat, it totally changes the conversation and puts all the pressure squarely back on them.
So, you gotta ask, where did it all go wrong for Madrid? Well, the first target in this fan's analysis is the superstar himself, Kylian Mbappé. His performance was seen as a major letdown.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, on paper, Mbappé is a world beater. But in this massive match, the fan argues his whole approach was just deeply flawed. So let's actually break down what the specific complaints were.
The analysis basically says he was playing like he was on his own private island. The main criticism is that he was playing for himself, not for the team. Way too often, he'd get the ball and just try to do it all alone, completely ignoring teammates in better positions. This fan even suggests Mbappé was more worried about his spot in the Golden Boot race than actually getting a crucial win for the team.
And this, right here, illustrates the core problem so perfectly. Our source contrasts Mbappé's super repetitive style in this game, which was basically just push the ball forward and shoot, with a player like Lamine Yamal, who gets praised for being unpredictable. Yamal might dribble, he might pass, he might cross. With Mbappé in this match, defenders knew exactly what was coming, and it just became way too easy to shut him down.
And this quote just nails the fans' frustration. The mindset is seen as totally backward. Instead of the team winning, creating chances for him to score, he's seen as putting his own goal first, which, in the end, really hurt the team.
But the criticism doesn't stop up front with the attack. Oh no. The analysis then turns its attention to the midfield, and specifically to a player whose performance was described as, well, painful to watch, Eduardo Camavinga.
Now, what's so fascinating here is the brutal contrast this draws. I mean, Real Madrid fans are used to a midfield of absolute legends, Kroos, Modric, Casemiro. But in this game, Camavinga was seen as just lost, technically poor, and flat-out outplayed by guys on a team fighting to stay in the league. The fan argues his level this season is just average.
You see, this isn't just some technical critique, it's visceral. This quote expresses a deep, almost physical frustration. It's that pain of watching a player in such a key spot for a top club who, at least in the fans' view, just isn't playing at the level required, and it makes the entire team suffer.
But hey, from the ashes of Madrid's awful performance, a hero rises. The entire story flips when the analysis turns to Mallorca's magnificent striker, Muriqi.
And to really understand his heroism, you have to get this context. Mallorca isn't some mid-table team just coasting to the finish line. Nope. They are in a desperate fight for survival. Every single point is precious, which makes this victory against the league leaders absolutely monumental.
And the ending of this match was pure cinema. I mean, first you get the heartbreak. A bad defensive mistake on a corner, Militao is left totally alone, and boom, he equalizes late. You're thinking, oh, here we go again, classic Madrid, they're going to steal it. But then, just when all hope seems lost for Mallorca, Muriqi produces this incredible moment of individual brilliance to score the winner. The stadium just erupted.
And this is why it matters so much. His tears at the final whistle, they weren't just about beating Real Madrid. They were the tears of a player who completely understands what this result means for his team, for the fans, for their very future in La Liga next season. It was just a beautiful, human moment.
So, with the dust settled, the fans' analysis turns to the biggest question of them all: what does this actually mean for the title race? Has this one single match decided the fate of the entire league?
This is the number that matters. 7. That's it. With this loss, the door is now wide open for Barcelona to potentially build a 7-point lead at the top of the table. And in a league as tough as La Liga, that is a massive, maybe even an insurmountable gap at this point in the season.
And so we land on this final, really thought-provoking idea. The analysis suggests that this loss wasn't just a fluke, not just a bad day at the office. It might have been the result of a much deeper problem. A team where star players put themselves ahead of the group. And the question that's left hanging in the air is, will that exact same individualism be the very thing that costs them the championship?